So this is really a strange story here. Wasn't really sure if I wanted to relate this, but it was a very profound experience, and it was my first um, spiritual experience, arguably, in some way. Um, Although maybe I didn't fully accept it for that. I know it's hard to say. We'll come back to this story in another video, um, a little bit deeper. But I'm still, so I guess to help that, I'm going to go ahead and relate it now. So what's all the hem and hawing about here? So this story goes back to one of the first times I smoked marijuana. I was probably 17 years old, maybe 16. Yeah, I think I was 17. Anyway, I was over at a friend's house, and he had this weed, and we smoked it, and we get all high, and we're sitting out on this back porch, and all of a sudden I had this moment where I looked at my, first of all, I was starting to have like visual hallucinations. I had no tolerance for marijuana. I just, like, this maybe the second or third time I'd gotten high, and so I started having these visual hallucinations, and then I looked at my friend, and he, what can I say? He looked like the devil. So my mental context for this, what immediately came to mind when I saw him, my friend looking like the devil, my mind flashed on this story of Young Goodman Brown. So sometime, I don't remember exactly when, but sometime in the week prior in school, I think it was part of English class, we watched a little black and white film, the story of Young Goodman Brown. Now this is a Puritan story, like, 1700s or something, by Nathaniel Hawthorne, called Young Goodman Brown. It's a very transparent moral story where all the characters have, none too subtle names, like Young Goodman Brown, and then his wife's name is Faith. So the kind of the short of it is that you're kind of like, everybody's discouraged from wandering in the woods at night, but for some strange sequence of events, Young Goodman Brown finds himself out in the woods one night, and he comes upon a clearing, and from the edge of this clearing he observes, like, almost all the people in the town all gathered having a satanic ritual with his wife at the center of it, and he's just stands there and in kind of in shock and horror, and ends up going back into the woods, and he thinks about what he saw, and his mind is just kind of blown. Did I really see this? What's going on? How is this? These people that I know, that are all upstanding people and moral, righteous people, why are they having this satanic ritual in the woods, and my wife among them? And so anyway, he makes his way home a couple hours later, whatever, and his wife is home and greets him as if everything is perfectly fine and normal, and how was your day? And then the next day, in town, he's going around, and he sees the deacon and all the townspeople that he knows, that he recognizes from the night before, and there's this complete sort of two-faced duality of their nature on display here, and so that's kind of where the story cuts off. So, yeah, why did that make some impression on my mind in class? I don't know. And why did, uh, why did that immediately flash to mind, when I'm hallucinating and see my friend appearing as the devil? Um, it was quite profound. The more I thought about it later. At the time, I kind of had trouble processing it, and maybe I still do. That's why I'm still talking about it. But it didn't. The funny thing, it didn't stop me from smoking more marijuana, but at the same time, it was like an almost undeniable message that I was going out in the woods at night, like Young Goodman Brown, and I was going to learn and see things that would profoundly change how I looked at everybody, the whole world, society, friends and family, all that sort of stuff, by learning this hidden secrets of the mind, spirituality, whatever you want to call it. I didn't even know what all that was to come. This was just the precursor to it all. So, to me, that's really why it's significant and why I have to make this story about it, because it was the precursor. It wasn't full of a lot of realization or deep meaning. It's kind of ominous, right? The devil, but that's honestly what it was. That's honestly what happened to me. So, yeah.